Good evening, I'm Shannon Sasseville and welcome to CK Live TV. I'm here live with local athlete, student, and avid ceramic dog collector Genevieve Sasseville. Genevieve Sasseville has just done the amazing. She has just almost completed the Personal Health for Life course, one of the few Chatham-Kent residents to actually make it through. I'm going to go one-on-one live with Genevieve to find out how it went, what she learned, and what's up next for this incredible ceramic dog collector. Thanks, Genevieve, for joining us tonight. I know how busy you are out there searching thrift stores, looking for ceramic dogs, swimming laps in the pool, and studying right before exams. It's really our pleasure to have you live on camera tonight. So the first question our audience wants to know is, how have you demonstrated growth in your personal wellness from the start of this course and to the end?
I think so. That would include my goals that I made at the beginning of the course, which was my physical activity goal to swim my 100 fly in 59.7. By the beginning of April, my healthy eating goal, which was to eat 2 or more fruits or vegetables, so that's like 2 more than what I already eat each day, by November. And then my emotional goal, which was to be more positive at 6 out of 9 of my swim practices each week by December. And so I haven't fully achieved all of my goals yet, so I think the one that I have obtained the most growth was in my emotional goal to be more optimistic and more positive. I think I probably become more positive at maybe like 4 out of the 9 practices instead of the 6, but I do think that I've grown in that goal because I have learned some ways to be more positive, even if it's not all the time, and I just feel a little bit more positive overall for the majority of my practices.
Well, that sounds great, and also sounds like that swim time is coming down, which is what you're hoping for too.
Oh yeah, so I have gone under a minute in the short course race for the 100 fly, so that's a great step forward in that goal as well, but now I just need to do it in the long course pool, so the Olympic size pool, which is the distance that will be which race I need to do in April, which is what my goal was based on, was for the competition in April.
Great, are you feeling positive about that?
Yes, at this moment I am feeling very positive.
And will a few more fruits and vegetables help you?
Oh, for sure.
Great, well thank you for that. So if you were to identify the personal factors that influenced you the most as you work towards achieving these goals, or as you continue to work towards achieving these goals, what would be those personal factors?
I think so. The first one would be my family, then it would be my sports psychologist, Judy Goss, and then it would be that I am very busy. So first off, it's my family because they're very supportive and they're very encouraging and they help me just maintain focus on my goals and to feel less stressed sometimes and just to overall help me with whatever I need.
Hopefully your mom's watching this video and can hear that.
Oh yeah. And then my second factor that influenced me was my sports psychologist, Judy Goss, like I said, because she helps me figure out strategies to be more positive when I'm towards swimming things and just maintain a more stress-free life. And so she helps me maintain my other goals as well, because if I am more positive, I'm more likely to reach my goal for my 100 fly and just feel less stressed all the time. And the last factor that influenced me was busyness, because that one's not really a good one, but it still influenced me because I have to travel a lot for swimming and keep up with school and just normal life things, and so it keeps me super busy, and sometimes when I'm really busy I forget to maintain focus on the goals such as the healthy eating one, because I might become lazy and not pick as healthy of a snack as I should have. And so yeah, those are the 3 main ones that influenced me.
Does living part-time in Chatham, part-time in Toronto make it harder for you?
Yeah, sometimes, because it really involves that I need to maintain focus while I'm traveling, and on days when I'm feeling more tired I need to just still focus on all my goals and maybe change things around depending on if I'm here or in Toronto. Yeah, just to really focus on things in both spots.
So you talked about some of your goals. Which ones are you the most proud of?
I think I'm most proud of the emotional goal of being more positive, just because that one is the one I struggle with the most, and just to make a little bit of improvement is a big deal. But I'm also really proud of my 100 fly time in short course, because it really gives me a good amount of confidence going into the long course season to obtain that goal. And I just would really like to race that time at the meet coming up in April, because it would mean a lot to me. And yeah, so the emotional one and my personal fitness one are the 2 that I'm most excited about.
Well, there's no doubt viewers here in Chatham-Kent are cheering you on as you reach towards those goals. And so as you continue to strive for reaching those goals, what barriers face you the most, and what are you going to do about them?
I think the two main barriers that stop me the most are that I am really busy, like I mentioned before, but also myself. So first off, the busyness, like I said, with traveling and swimming and school, it really is just maintaining focus and not worrying too much about things. So I think what I can do about that is to take things one step at a time. So if I do have a ton of projects due in 1 week, just to work on one project at a time, and it limits stress, because when I'm busy, it makes me more stressed, and that causes issues for maintaining focus and reaching my goals for all of them. And then myself, I am a barrier for myself because sometimes I don't know how to be more positive, and sometimes I am just too negative towards the outcomes of things. So then I become less motivated for certain things, or just less optimistic of the outcome, and it makes it harder for me to complete the task that I need to do. So I think if I continue to work with my sports psychologist, that will really help me overcome that barrier.
Well, that sounds like great advice for all of us, whether we're athletes or whether we're dog collectors. It sounds like we could all do with a little less stress in our life.
Yeah.
So the next tough question we have for you is, what was the greatest impact? What impacted you the greatest as a learner in this course?
I think learning about the 7 dimensions of wellness really impacted me, because before this course I always had thought of wellness as just physical fitness and mental fitness as well, but then when we learned about the 7 dimensions, I realized that there was things like environmental wellness and spiritual wellness and social wellness. And so learning about those things helped me to realize that there's other things I can be focusing on other than just being fit and being less stressed and things like that. So I think that, and I can use that in my life just to focus on different things on different days, or just to overall improve my wellness.
Well, it sounds like this course was a bit of an eye-opener for you.
For sure.
So here's the last tough question in this section, is what is your final goal that you'll pursue over the next 6 months?
I think that a goal that I can pursue for the next 6 months is to go outside every day for a little bit of time, because I am inside all the time during the day, and so I think if I was to go outside every day for maybe like 10-ish minutes, it would really help me to just wake up and feel refreshed and be ready to work again or focus on whatever it is that I'm doing, and just to get fresh air and make sure that I am going outside into the sun and really having good environmental wellness and being aware of the things that are outside that I could really help with.
So it's true that a little sunshine really is good for the soul.
For sure.
All right, as you continue to maintain a healthy lifestyle, what environmental issues will be a concern to you? And what actions can you take to create a better environment?
So like I have mentioned before, I do travel a lot for swimming, and so that definitely creates a lot of pollution. So that is definitely something in the environmental wellness area that I could focus on. So I think if I was to take more public transit, that would allow me to reduce my pollution emissions from like our cars that we use to drive to Toronto. So if I was to take the train to Toronto, which I do sometimes, but if I was to take it even more often, that would get one more car off the road. And even in my own town, I don't really take the city bus all that often, but I am running back and forth from a bunch of places. So I think if I would take the city bus, then that would also allow me to reduce some pollution.
And I really bet your mom and dad would love it if you took more public transportation. Retire that swim taxi for a few mornings every month even.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how will you use your community, your family, your social network to support you as you continue towards achieving your wellness goals?
So my family can really be just the great supporters that are in my life, because they really do support me with everything I do, and they're super encouraging. And sometimes if I am in a spot where I'm not super positive and I do get a little down, then I can always count on my mom and dad, and they'll just like pick me up and convince me that there's things that are good to be focused on and what I can really achieve. And so they're just really good at helping me maintain focus on what I'm what I'm able to do. And so they're just really good overall. And then my friends, so my social network can really help me to just get my mind off things. So if I am really stressed, then they can just kind of lighten up the day and make me have some fun, and just, I don't know, just make me feel more calm and overall.
And your little brother would like to know, how can he help?
Well, he's a funny little guy, so he can really just kind of crack some jokes, and that'll really lighten up the day. And he's also just a really loving brother, and he can just help hang out and just relax.
No one can make you laugh like a 10-year-old boy.
No.
All right, well, almost through our questions here. What have you learned through the different inquiry skills that you can use in your life beyond this course?
So some of the inquiry skills that came to mind was when we did the assignment where we would look at a picture and then come up with some questions. So basically analyzing the picture, and I can use that in my life just to like analyze situations or analyze some things and trying to decide, such as just making big decisions and thinking what might be the positives of this decision, or how could this affect me later on, or how could this affect me right now, or who can help me with this decision, or who might be involved. So really just all those inquiry skills of making questions is good to analyze any situation that I might have two different outcomes for, or even more than two. So if it's very important to think of all those things.
Well, that sounds like a great idea, especially for someone who doesn't love to make decisions.
No.
And what would you say was the most significant thing you've learned in this course?
So this might not have been a really big thing that we did in this course, but one thing that really stuck with me during this course was when we did the mindfulness activity where we did the 5-minute meditation. So I found a video online and followed through with the 5-minute meditation that they explained through the video, and then wrote about my thoughts afterwards. This activity really stuck out to me just because I really found the activity effective, and I think it really did exactly what it said it would do, which was to just kind of refresh your mind and reset you throughout the day and just to feel super calm, which is a good thing for me because sometimes when I am feeling really rushed or busy or just stressed, to just take a few minutes like I did during that activity to just relax and maintain focus. And I would definitely consider doing that more throughout the week because it really is very effective.
Now, would you say 5 minutes of meditation is better than scarfing down an entire tub of ice cream when you're stressed?
For sure, because an entire tub of ice cream is not good for your personal health.
Is that on the wellness wheel somewhere?
I don't think so, but you could probably put it in there with physical fitness.
Good to know, good to know. Tips for all of our viewers at home. Do not scarf down an entire tub of ice cream. Meditate first. And the last question for you, because I know that you're a busy gal, is what would you take away from the Health for Life course that you're most likely to remember?
So at the beginning of this course, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I didn't know what types of things we'd be learning, and I wasn't sure what types of things I would be able to use in my life, but I really could use a lot of the things that we learned, such as the meditation assignment and the wellness wheel and the inquiry skills, like we talked about earlier. But I think what really will stick with me is that wellness wheel, just because it really opened my eyes to how many more components there are to wellness other than just physical and mental fitness. And I think that I can really use that throughout my life when I'm trying to figure out what part of my wellness might be struggling at the moment. I can really just look at that and think about what types of things I can do.
Now, the honest, true question. Will you take away and remember your teacher's crazy memes that he would post?
Oh yeah, for sure. I really like turning on the computer and seeing some minions on the daily post for what's up next to come during the week.
Well, it sounds like you've learned a lot, you've set some goals, you've achieved some of them, you still have some more work to do, and all in all, Health for Life was a great experience and a great course.
Yeah, for sure. I really enjoyed this course, and I would definitely recommend it to some of my friends who are looking for some online courses. I enjoyed it a lot, and I definitely learned a lot, so thank you to my teacher, Mr. Kaiser.
And that's a wrap. We've gone one-on-one with Genevieve Sasseville, talking to her about her experience in the Health for Life course. According to Genevieve, well worth your time, well worth your money, and don't eat an entire tub of ice cream. This is Shannon Sasseville, and I've been live with CKTV. Up next, what to look for in the sewer grate.